My guest on this edition of One-on-One is Valarie Sommer, and Valarie is the library director in the city of South San Francisco. Valarie, thanks for coming by. And Valarie's here to talk to us about South San Francisco's main library, the West Orange Library to those of us in South City, which has been closed since Thanksgiving. So tell us what's going on there.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me today, Kevin. Our main library has been closed since Thanksgiving for an improvement project. We are upgrading some of the infrastructure, most notably the electricity, the electrical components, and the data wiring. And we are addressing some general maintenance issues. It's been nearly 18 years since we painted and carpeted, and things are starting to fray. We're also addressing some safety and security issues. You know how the main entrance, 99% of the customers come in the parking lot entrance, that's right into the children's room. And over the years, you have a parent bending down, pulling a book from a shelf, and lo and behold, their 2-year-old is out in the parking lot. So we are moving the children's room to the back, what was the reference area, and giving a greater level of security and safety, as well as a lot more room for the children's services section. So that's one of the things. We're also upgrading one of the bathrooms. We had 2 very, very small children's restrooms. We're making it into a large ADA accessible family restroom. And then all sorts of comfortable amenities, a lot of nice seating areas throughout the building. We're just about doubling our public internet stations. And the whole place will be refreshed and refurnished and have a wonderful feel when we reopen.
Yeah, it's going to look very different. I had the benefit of taking a tour with you earlier this week, and I was surprised at how extensive a project this was, really. And so how is this improvement project being funded? Talk to us about some of the dollars and cents here.
Especially in this day and age, there is no general fund money going into the project. About, $500,000 is coming from the city's redevelopment agency. Up to $50,000 is coming from federal community development block grant funds for the accessibility upgrades. And we had a wonderful donation from Genentech Inc. of $250,000 to fund some of the wonderful upgrades to the facility. Most notably, a lot of the things we're doing in the children's area will be paid for by Genentech.
Right, so it sounds like with the children's area, not only is it going to be optimal at its new location, but there was something of a safety issue even.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
With its previous location. So tell us when the main library is going to reopen.
We have scheduled our main event, we call it, the grand reopening of the main library on Saturday, April 24th. We're open on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., so we're going to do it at 10 a.m. opening. We'll have a ribbon cutting and some short speeches and then some refreshments inside, and people can browse and enjoy the library and spend an hour on the internet station, if not 2. And we really anticipate a big crowd. We've had since right before we opened, we had flyers and cards out in all 3 library facilities, the Learning Center as well, saying if you want to be notified about the reopening, give us your name, your address, your email address. So we'll be sending out cards and emails to a lot of people.
Right. So this main library is the more heavily trafficked of the 2 libraries in South San Francisco. And during this time of closure, while the renovation has been happening, I understand that the Grand Avenue Library in our downtown has been really heavily impacted trying to deal with an increase in foot traffic. So how has that worked out?
Well, wonderfully. It's even more crowded than we thought it would be. We extended the Grand Library hours to pretty much mirror what the main library hours were, including a couple of evenings a week and Sundays. And just looking at the comparative statistics, circulation at Grand Library between February 2009 and then the February 2010 statistics rose by 189%. That is a tremendous amount of people coming in, checking out materials. We were able to transfer 4 of the main library computers over to Grand because we knew we'd have, even more people waiting for internet use. So every time I go in, and I go in a couple times a week, every single computer is busy. There are people waiting to use the computers. Every table is busy. The staff has been scheduling crafts programs for kids in the after-school hours, so the children's room is packed. It's wonderful that people followed us over back to Grand Avenue.
Yeah, and now they'll be able to come back to our new main
Right.
library, so to speak.
One of the things we sent over was all our feature film DVDs, and we've had several patrons who live close to Grand Library saying, please keep some of the DVDs here. They're getting used to the collection, the added collection.
Right. So what is unique about library services in South San Francisco?
We have a couple of things that are unique, I think. First and foremost, we're unique in San Mateo County because every single public library and every single community college library, that's 34 libraries, are accessible to everyone who lives in San Mateo County because we're a member of the Peninsula Library System. So you have your one library, one library card opens all of those doors. You can check out collections from every single library in the Peninsula, either by going to the library or reserving an item and having it sent to your home library, South San Francisco. But above that, we have two world-renowned, really, or nationally renowned literacy programs. Project Read matches adult learners who are working on basic skills to improve their reading, writing, math, and computer skills, matched with local volunteers who tutor them. We have the Community Learning Center that has a homework program for children in first through fifth grades. And it's located on the Spruce Elementary School campus. We have a whole lot of classrooms there that also offer computer classes, ESL classes, citizenship classes. So it's even above and beyond the typical literacy. But I do want to mention one thing we're unique. We're a fairly, a nice medium-sized city, but it feels like a small town. Almost everyone knows everyone. The library's become almost like a community gathering place. It's funny how many times I see someone whose kids were in elementary school together and now they've graduated and they're seeing each other for the first time across a crowded library.
It is a community hub, indeed. So you mentioned the Community Learning Center, and there are phenomenal programs run out of that center. And literacy by the third grade is very important to the South San Francisco Unified School District, and it's important to the city. So how is the library partnering with the school district to help raise readers in our community? And we have a high percentage of English language learners in our community, which presents unique challenges on reading by third grade. So talk about that.
Well, we're a library. We're all about the book, and one of our big focuses is always raising a nation of readers, as you said. We've had a long-term partnership with the school district. One of the things we did several years ago, we had a joint grant from the Peninsula Community Foundation, and one of the major projects in the grant was implementing the transitional kindergarten program through the school district for children who were preschool age and just about to start kindergarten. And the library's participation continues till today. Our Learning Wheels literacy van, you've seen it tooling around the city. It's part of Project Read, and it's an early literacy program. The van visits all of the preschools, the health center, the core agencies, and distributes books. And they go to all the pre-kindergarten classes, and they do story times and distribute books. And it's in partnership with the school district. We also have the usual just year-round class visits for the preschools, from the elementary, the middle schools, and sometimes the high schools when they're working on their History Day projects. We'll sometimes have teens descending. Yeah.
Very good. We have just about a minute. I wanted to ask you, though, quickly, the current economic environment we find ourselves, this recession that we're struggling to come out of, how has that affected libraries and the operation of libraries?
Well, we're busier than ever. Our circulation rose 14% between 2 years ago and last year. People come into the library and say, I had to cut back, or I had to give up Netflix. I'm here to check out a DVD. Or we have so many people looking for jobs, out of jobs, looking to retrain. They might still have a job, but they're worried about the climate. We have families that might have one computer at home. That's 4 kids, someone needs to do homework, someone needs to look for a job. They swarm into the libraries on weekends. Everyone at their separate computer terminal or looking at a book.
Right, very good. Well, my guest has been Valarie Sommer. She's the Library Director of the City of South San Francisco. Valarie, thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations on this tremendous project. We want to thank you for watching. This has been One on One. I'm Kevin Mullin. We'll see you next time.